want, and what we want is resin. Lots of resin, please. Hello everyone, Thranxes here, and welcome back to Astroneer Episode 2, where we've got our high technology research going, pulling in the bytes. It's slowed down a little bit. We're approaching the tail end of it, but 150 bytes in a minute, that's still 150 bytes a minute. That is really good stuff. Let us go ahead and research the soil centrifuge, but that takes aluminum. In order to get aluminum, we need to start smelting. Okay. Really what this boils down to is needing resin. So we're going to go back to this deposit of resin that we found here in the woods and get a little bit now so that we can have as much resin as we want later. We actually don't need the cave just yet, because we were able to find laterite on the downed satellite. I'm just going to keep scanning these organic research samples. Not as much resin here as I would have hoped. There's some. Yep, that deep breathing means it's time to get out of dodge. We don't have time to scan those, so we're just going to grab them as we're running. Ooh, it might be time to make oxygen filters, or not. It might actually be time to perish. I don't think we're going to make it. Oh, we have our first death. Again, you probably shouldn't push it as much as I do, but if you die close to base, it's really not the end of the world. We're just going to grab our things back, which sadly, we did not get enough resin from that deposit to do what we needed to do. This tends to be the case. I notice this a lot, that you start with all the resin you think you could ever want, and then you quickly start to run out of it. So what we're going to do to make this work is we're going to actually move the smelting furnace over here, take off this research chamber, and get some laterite smelting. Not the organic, but we will go ahead and smelt the quartz. That's okay. As you can see, it auto-pulls right off of the storage on the side of it, which is absolutely why you put the storage on the side of things that pull resources, like the smelting furnace. Alright, we have our aluminum. And I believe we need to research our centrifuge. What do we got? Right here. And 2 compound. Well, we have 1. And I know where the other one is. We're going to let this smelt. So this is going to smelt the quartz into glass, which is perfectly fine. We're going to let that happen. Keep researching these little plants. And head over here where we sort of started a makeshift cave. It's not quite a cave yet, and it's very dangerous. Just let yourself slide down with reckless abandon, but that's sort of where we are. Oh, what? We're getting more compound. I can see the marker. I really just need 1 more. Please and thank you. Alright, let's continue the path down as we break into the dirt layer a little bit. I don't see the icons for compound anywhere. We might have cleaned this out. Very sad, very sad. Well, at this stage, we don't need the smelter to do its thing anymore. Let's put this glass back over here. We'll take the smelter off. normally you won't have to shuffle devices around on your platforms, but again, I don't like to tether around. I find that leaving tethers all over the place is just a huge resource sink, and it makes the grinding in the beginning part of the game so much longer than it needs to be. Ooh, another medium wind turbine. Power extenders. We'll talk about those in a little bit. Now, what I need is compound. And I don't know if... Aha! Was it really just one patch of compound? I mean, I'm not trying to tear up the forest here, but really? Just one little patch of compound? Ugh. Okay. Let's head back, and we'll talk about what the benefit of this glass is early game. So we can make small oxygen tanks, but we need 1600 bytes. That's quite a lot of bytes early game, and the easiest way to get those is to hit the early technology containers like we already did. Now unfortunately we have the glass, which is really nice, but we don't have the bytes, so we might go to making tethers here sooner rather than later. Let's drop off these power extenders. We don't really need them yet. I think we'll explore towards the mountain this time. Let's see what's over here. Oh, that's a lot of resin. A lot of resin. Ooh, another technology container. Ah, some compound. Oh, look at this. Now you can see how the mountain has these cracks in it. These materials are actually more difficult to use your excavator to harvest. So it's going to be slower. However, that was all the compound we needed. Let's head back. Oh, hopefully we can dirt surf all the way there. It doesn't look like it. Oh, let's not die again. I'll have to start making tethers if we die a second time. Come on. You could do it. You could do it. Oh. We are saved. Okay, so the only thing I have to research is this little mineral sample here. I think we'll just put it on there. 120 bytes over 5 minutes. Sure, we have power to spare. Actually, no. Let's send you over there. I've changed my mind already. What I want is this. This is going to fix a lot of our problems, because it's going to enable us to change 2 of these canisters full of soil into lots and lots of resources. So it is very important early game that you rush to the soil centrifuge as quickly as possible. If you don't get lucky, and you don't find some aluminum out in your travels of exploration, or some laterite, which you can smelt, then you will need to burrow down and make a cave, which we're going to do here in a little bit, now that resin and compound are going to no longer be a thing we have to worry about. As you can see, it loads in soil canisters automatically from the side that it is on, and we're going to tell it what we want, and what we want is resin. Lots of resin, please. Look at that. Look at it go. It's so marvelous. So magical. With this resin, we're going to be able to make all of the platforms that we could possibly need. Now, for a cave, because we sadly still have not found a natural cave, we're going to be making our own, because we're absolutely going to be going underground in this episode. Look at that. Spinning very fast. It's got more than enough power just between... Oh, nope, the batteries are being consumed. The sun will be up shortly. Takes a little bit of time, but now, voila, look at all that wonderful, glorious resin. Okay. So what we're going to do with that is we're going to make medium storage and, you guessed it, large platform Bravo. While all of that is going on, let's continue to grab our resin. And I think we'll just drop our organic here. Take our medium storage over to this side, unpack it. Boom. So wonderful. We don't have any more soil to drop off, but we're going to go ahead and queue up 4 more resin. That's going to help us out dramatically. Now, we've got resin to be able to make... do we want another canister? I think it probably wouldn't hurt. And then we can make 2 more oxygen filters. So let's go ahead and have oxygen filters primed. Okay. I don't want to leave until we get our research back figured out. Our base needs to expand a little bit. Now, this area here is sort of far from the base, but that's a little bit of what I like about it. That way we don't have our cave right up in our business. But this is the point where we're going to start wanting to use tethers, as it can be very difficult to find your way out of a cave, even if you have enough oxygen in your oxygen tanks that you don't need the tethers. Looks like we've broken through here. Hold on, there's something over here. Let's go ahead and dig through this and see what it is. I think we're going to have to inspect that actually in a moment. We need to return. We need to return back to our base and get our research going so it can be working in our absence. And we'll get the first soil going. We'll just take it right back. Oh, look at that. I believe that is the desert planet. I believe so. Not 100%. I don't think it's the moon. I'm still getting familiar with them by sight. Alright, so we have large platform B. Let's go ahead and move this research canister, these power connectors. Because all we want to do really is flatten this area up by raising it up to be nice and flat. We get these little stone-looking walkways. That just means that we've filled in dirt. We've raised in little divots in the ground till they've been flat, and the dirt that you produce is created in this shape of gray, almost like a concrete or a cement. Look at that. Nice and flat. Nice and flat. Okay, so we get our platform. Let's go ahead, we'll unpack it here. Put the cable over there like that. No, we don't need these extenders. I don't even know what we're going to do with those yet, but I know we'll need them eventually. Let's take all of this resin, and let's continue to make more medium storage. And we'll give this smelter a home. Wonderful. Okay, now we can smelt our resources, and that's exactly where I want all of this glass and organic to go. So let's see, we'll put some finished products over here. We'll go ahead and let some of this organic smelt up. Now when you smelt organic, it changes to carbon, which is sort of the replacement for coal. If you were a player of the early form of this game, you don't really worry about coal anymore. You just smelt organic into carbon. We're going to go ahead and let a good bit of that happen. Maybe not all of it. No, not all of it. That way, if we have to use our small generator, we can. Unpack this storage. There we go, just like that. We have glass, we have carbon. We're getting there. We're getting there. Things are coming together. This graphite, this does not smelt. We just need a place to hold on to this for now. I think we're just going to throw it down on the ground. Like it's worthless. But it's not worthless. But we're going to treat it like it is. Just for the moment. We're still not researching anything. And this is one of those circumstances where we don't really require a large platform B, but it feels wrong not to make the large platform B. Let's go ahead and make compound. We're just not going to research right away. Because if we made a large platform B, we could put the research in the center, and then we could put these power devices on either side. And then we wouldn't need the large platform A. But let's actually go into the woods, because I do recall there was another medium wind turbine hanging out in here. And these actually take a lot of bytes to research, thousands. So they're, even if you get the materials to make them early on, you're just not going to have the bytes. Alright, we're just going to put that down for now. Not that important. Let's grab our compound. And with it, we're going to make some tethers. Yes, yes, I finally decided tethers are what we're going to make. Now, the best way to lay down tethers to get the maximum amount of distance is to wait until just before your previous tether disconnects, and then drop one, and you will be pretty much... See, if I go just a little bit further, you can see it doesn't drop. You've got to do it just right after the tether connection disappears, and it'll connect. Okay, this is it. Let's see, we still have 2 more compound, enough to make more tether packs, some resin. I probably don't need these double canisters. I don't normally make 4 canisters. I'm not sure what possessed me to do that. We can throw them down if we need to. Now, because I don't like my tethers clipping through dirt, we are going to add an extra one there, even though it's not the most efficient. We don't want to go sliding all the way down to our doom. Okay, so from here we're just going to eat up a little bit of the ceiling. Put some soil in our canisters. Now we're making some progress. All the way down into the bottom of this cave, please. Okay. It's not quite as flat as we want, but... Oh, look at all this down here. We're going to go ahead and flatten this out so we have a nice flat place to land. And then maybe carve this out here so we have a place to walk. Oof. It gets a little more dangerous in caves, but on the starting planet it is still not that bad. Here, let's go ahead and scan that. What are these? We're going to go ahead and scan these. 54 bytes each. Oof, that means they probably give a couple of hundred, but That's not what we want to fill our inventory up with. What is this? Refill internal power supply to unlock. Alright, let's talk about that for a moment. Now, the first one we found had a sustained power requirement. Is actually pretty different. And if you're not necessarily paying attention or you don't read it very closely, it can be very easy to be confused about the difference between these two types of research containers. This one just has a certain amount of power that needs to be delivered to it, and it will open. The first one we found has a certain amount of sustained power per second that needs to be maintained. Very, very different. So this will fill up with just about anything. So what we can do is we can go back and we can take our small generator and bring it down here and plug it in, and with enough organic we will eventually fill it in. Do be careful of the major drops that you can find in caves. That's going to give me organic. I suppose I could make the generator here, but I don't know if I want to waste the resources. Then again, what have we here? Ooh, 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 besides another drop. Okay, we're getting a little bit far from my tethers. I don't want to... Alright, I don't want to lose line of sight where I'm trying to go here. This is sapphirine. I think that's what it's... now I'm doubting myself. Hold on, we're going to read it again together. It's got a peculiar name. Sphalerite. Okay. I totally butchered it. Samsonite. I know. I was way off. It's okay. Ooh, don't run that way. Hold the phone. Did you see what was... Nope, I don't like that. I don't like that. Did you see what was down there? Looks like a lot of wreckage. Oh, hold on. Nothing too special, though. And I'm tempted to just sort of close this up so nobody falls in, but I think we'll leave it for now. Instead, let's hollow this out a little bit. How much room do we have? We can hold a little more sphalerite, so let's do that. We'll just tether over here. Not with tethers cutting through the earth. That is not a thing. We will not allow it. Oh, no. You'll find that quickly becomes a thing I stop to take care of at every twist and turn. Bear with me. I hope you agree that it's just barbaric to leave it going that way. And we'll make another tether bundle. Very good. Tether and tether. Okay. So now eating up through this, we'll fill up our soil tanks, and we'll also get some more sphalerite, which, when you put into the smelter, will turn into zinc. We don't really need zinc yet, but we will. And when we do, it will be very nice to already have some on hand. I think 4 ought to do it, for now. This, of course, is not the big resource we're looking for down here. The big resource we're looking for down here is laterite, so that we can make a lot more aluminum. Laterite ends up being a resource that you can find on most planets, and it is incredibly valuable for your progression. In fact, just about everything that starts to become more advanced requires aluminum somewhere in its progression. Most of your vehicles will take aluminum. Most of your larger stations will require some sort of aluminum. Just about everything. Okay. So let's go ahead and we're going to put this sphalerite over here so it can be smelted into zinc. Then we shall head over here, drop off our soil, at least 2 of them, 1 and 2. And make more, you named it, or you guessed it, resin. I know that's what you were thinking, right? Resin? Now, while all of that's happening, we don't even have to be here for that. Let's grab our generator, one of our organics, and we're going to go back down into the cave and unlock that secondary research box. Oh, how dare you! Don't you do that to me. Don't you do that. No, no. No. No, no. Whee! And of course we made it like this so we can slide down in a hurry. And it's still not too steep that we can't walk up, because we can walk up, so. This was not the right way, was it? No, it was not. You can pick your tethers back up and rebundle them should you decide that a direction is no longer beneficial to you. I think we're going to leave them for the time being, because we don't know which direction is going to be beneficial to us. Aha, now remember how I said these single objects don't need a stand? Exactly, because they can just plug right in. Now note, this would not be enough power per second to unlock the other container, which is why we had to move the large platform with the medium solar panel and medium wind turbine over to it. But when you don't have a per second requirement and just a max total, boom, another piece of technology as a research sample. We're going to continue exploring, looking for... Ooh. What have we here? Lots of quartz. Oh, hold on. We're going to take a detour. Let's make sure our cable is squared away here. None of those shenanigans. Okay. Now. Let's go down here nice and slow. Ooh, very slow indeed. Ah, that's what laterite looks like now. Like little blue coins stacked on top of one another. Let's get our tether reconnected, please. This is the area below that one large drop. Do we have any soil? We do. All right, let's bridge it down. No, no. Pick that tether back up, please. Just going to keep going in a straight line. We're not going to make it too wide or too unmanageable. There we go. Okay. Back this way. Don't start sliding. We want to get our tethers connected all the way down. And we need to make more tethers. This looks like it's going to be the last of our compound, and then we'll be forced to return. What's our byte situation looking like? 1288? Not bad. Not bad. Carbon. So this is what a medium generator looks like, except it's destroyed. Destroyed. Sphalerite. Aluminum. We're going to take that. I don't think we're going to go down further. Good night. It just keeps going and going. More debris. We have power cells. I will take those. Do we have any spare room? We have one more. Let's see, more quartz. Our inventory is filling up, and that's perfect because that's when you want to scan these minerals and not worry about taking them back. Plus, we have a technology research sample that we'll be able to take back. What have we here? Insert appropriate resource to unlock. So this is the third type of research aid you're going to find in the beginning. And if you can't tell which resource that is, you simply mouse over some of your resources to see what fits. Spoiler alert, that is laterite. So what we need to do is actually bring our tethers over here a little bit and get some of all this wonderful laterite. But before we do, before we do, let's check to make sure we don't have some over here. Oh, wait, what is this? Maintain desired power input to unlock. Now, this is the one that requires a certain amount of power per second. I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate. This is not enough. Not even close, as you can see. Not even close. But we're going to go ahead and consume it anyways, because that'll free up a spot for, well, no, I guess that doesn't do us any good. It's just a demonstration. So these require a lot more power per second to unlock. And that's our laterite container. And that looks like, is that compound or sphalerite over here? Ooh, the compound. Well, that would help us make more tethers. I don't really have a tether yet. Now you could absolutely, oh, there we go. Laterite and zinc. I don't really need the zinc yet. Oh no, I've lost my way. Oh, that's dangerous, leaving your tethers, Thranxes. Down in a cave, it is very, very easy to get lost. No, we don't need the zinc yet. But we are going to take this raw laterite. And, oh, is it over here? Yes. Take this raw laterite here, which you can see if you hold the mouse over it is the same symbol as this, and it will be consumed on use. Boom! And we have another technology research sample. So it's time to get back and queue these up. Power cells, I don't think we really need those. They're sort of taking up space that we don't want to give up right now. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and leave those here. And we're going to bring these tethers around to get some of this laterite. Now, unfortunately, avoiding the clipping here is going to be a little difficult. Oh no, we did it just fine. Look at that. So if we go like this. Beautiful. Alright, so we have a mineral research item here. Research is a little better than the organic, but not as good as the technology. Look at that, that's a lot of laterite over there. Ah, but this is the low-hanging fruit, a little closer to where we're at. Hold on, hold on. Let's drop another tether. Drop a tether there. Look at it all. It's beautiful. And another mineral research sample. Well, what do we not need? We definitely want the aluminum. We could ditch the organic. That's a dime a dozen. I did say we could ditch these canisters. We don't really need that. Okay. That will work. So we're going to want lots and lots of aluminum and laterite. And of course, you should always scan these minerals. If you can't bring them back with you, there's no harm in scanning them. It's better than nothing. Even a small percentage is better than zero. Look how rich this laterite vein is. Hold on. We already filled up? We have. We're just leaving it on the ground. But this aluminum's already smelted. I think we'll ditch these tethers too. They're just not as valuable. If you're familiar with Astroneer as of probably 6 months ago, or even in the last series I made, you might be thinking, well, Thranxes, can't you just use the soil centrifuge to make any of the resources you need? No. The answer is no, you may not. Do not pass go. Do not collect the easy way to grind whatever resource you want. Instead, the soil centrifuge has limitations. It can make a lot of resin or compound, which is what it's really great for early in the game, or organic. You can make a lot of organic with it. You can make some quartz or some clay, or you can make one ammonia, I think you can also make a couple of sphalerite, but we're going to go look and talk about that here in a minute while our smelter does some hardcore work processing all of this laterite into aluminum for future use. And even if you don't have enough space here, if you put it over here, it'll jump over there when the time comes. In fact, we'll just leave this aluminum on that so we know where to come and get it later. And we take this resin, thank you, and large platform B. Followed by, let's see, let's get these over here. Actually, we're just going to want another large platform B here in a hot second. So as we were talking about the soil centrifuge, you can make 8 resin with a full tank, 8 compound, 8 organic, 6 clay, or 4 quartz, or 2 graphite, or 1 ammonia. And that is it. That is it. So you will, in fact, have to go down into the caves to get your hands on laterite so that you can smelt some aluminum and actually do things in the game. Let's see, if we connect you here, and then we put the research container here, and then, what, 100 bytes over 4 minutes? I reject your premise. Instead, I would like 1,300 bytes over 5 minutes. Boom. 300 bytes a minute, if you please. If you please. Thank you. We'll take this wind turbine, we'll kick that over here, and now we have even more power. Even more power. It's so delicious. And all of this aluminum. This is a wonderful place to end episode 2. We're doing really well. In fact, it is such a wonderful place. I think we're going to actually go ahead and make another large platform B and say this has been Astroneer episode 2. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you've had a good time watching, because as always, I have had a good time playing. Be sure and come back next time as we continue to stockpile bytes as we research so that we can show what the next stage of progression is, because it won't be long before we're going to have to leave this planet. Probably not next episode, but if not next episode, we'll be getting very, very close to it, as you have to leave this planet in order to progress beyond a certain point. But until next time, take care.